The most important thing is realizing that,
It completely changed my perspective on the industry.
you have to be willing to take that risk.
If you were 18 today, would you open a bank account?
Well, it really depends. It depends on whether I'm technologically savvy, right? So if I'm 18 and not technologically savvy, and depending on whether there are banks in my country, if you look at, I've been in financial services for more than 30 years. Since day one, central bankers, financial institutions around the world say that we have to bring about greater financial inclusion. But as of today, you have 1.4 billion people around the world with no access to proper payment system, with no access to proper banking system, because financial institutions are making it too expensive, right? They don't want to serve this group of people. So what's the alternative? What's the option? It is crypto. It is
About dollar devalue?
well,
Like everybody keeps saying that dollar is dying.
there are many people that may subscribe to that view. I actually don't, right?
You don't?
I don't. And I can explain to you why, right? I think there are countries that want to move away from dollar denominants. I think that's a fact. And that fact has been in existence for a long period of time, right? But for that to come true, you need several elements to come into play, right? So today, if you look at globally, which is not only a reserve currency, but a safe haven currency, essentially there's just US dollars, right? So why are we in this current state? Because the US dollars is used as a denomination for majority of all the trade flows, right?
So if, let's say, you've spent like about 2.5 decades, which is 25, 26 years in finance.
Yes. No, by now I spent more than 31 years in finance.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So it's 31 years now. So if somebody is just waking up from a coma of 31 years,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
and has no clue what's going on in the world, right?
Right.
What would shock them the most about money today?
Well, the concept of financial institutions and the concept of money are rapidly changing, right? So, I grew up in an era where it's a brick and mortar world, right? So if you want to set up a bank account, you have to go to a bank, you need your thumbprint on the passbook. There's no widespread ATM there. You need to do a withdrawal, you queue up in the branch, right? So the innovation has happened a bit slower throughout the past 2 decades, but it has happened to quite a fair bit of extent.
You guys are using AI agents a lot in Binance, right? Are you using AI agent for better trading as well?
Absolutely. So we use AI across the organization. So for example, this year, every business unit leaders, the mandate is to make every function within Binance much more effective and much more efficient with the usage of AI. And then from our user level, is also giving them the right tools through AI so to facilitate that.
And it's an important question that different economies will function in different ways. They will have different thought process. What if some people come together and decide they want to ban crypto? What happens then?
Well, you have countries that ban crypto, right? But as with technology, you can try to curtail it, you can try to ban it, but the technology will continue to advance very, very quickly, right? Like it or not. And there are many countries around the world that are embracing it. Crypto is becoming mainstream. You can't turn back the clock now, right? So the longer you actually ban this technology, the further behind the value chain the country will be. And over time, actually impacts a country's competitiveness.
Some builder is watching you right now who is probably in early 20s, want to build his career or her career, right? The money is changing, world is changing, AI and technology is changing, geopolitics is changing, so many changes happening in the world. What should they focus on, or which industry perhaps, or what one specific thing they should look at to create wealth in next 10, 20, 30 years?
I would say that the technology will always come through, right? So there will always be new technology coming through. The sectors will always evolve. The opportunities will always evolve. So I think it's important for them first to understand, spend as much time possible, understand the different landscape, do deep dives. But it's also understanding if they are a builder, focus on building things that will create value. It's very important, right? So if you focus on building things that will create value, that's sustainable, that has utility about it, there's strong use cases, you won't go too far wrong, right? Because these are things that people will continue to use, they create value for the world, for yourself. So those are the areas that they should focus on. Continue to look at ways to create new value. Or
Any specific sector that you believe is going to see the disruption in next 5-10 years?
I would say that
Where there's not a lot of work has done, so somebody can maybe look at.
I really believe that every economic sector in the world will be transformed using AI and crypto. Entertainment, right? Payments in entertainment, for example, you'll be totally transformed. Supply chain financing will be totally transformed using AI and crypto. Financial services, I think we have touched on. But if you look at even different type of...
I've started asking my guests these days, I really like to ask, is what is one advice that nobody should follow?
Hey, I have this great investment that can generate huge returns for you. So don't trust those. Do your own research. It's extremely important. Just don't trust. Just don't trust what other people tell you without understanding, without researching, without analyzing. It's going to be challenging. Right? So importantly, do your own research. Very important that you are the master of your own money and your own knowledge. So invest time in all those things.
All right. Thank you so much. That's a great
Thank
one.
you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.